Okay, so for fluency, I'm going to be helping you out with them. However, like I told you before we went on fall break and Thanksgiving break, I told you that fluency in the videos, I wasn't going to be always giving you the answer. Okay, so for the first one, it says find the sum of 39 and 98 hundredths and 42 and 178 thousandths. So when it says find the sum means we add. So we're going to add. We have 3, 9, and when we add, we make sure we line up our digits and our decimal point. So I'm lining them up. So here's my first number, and then I'm going to add 42.178. So I put my decimal point lined up. The 2 is in the ones place. The 4 is in the tens place. So that goes under the 3. And then you have the 1 in the tens place. The 7 in the hundreds place. And then the 8 in the thousands place. They're lined up. You draw your line, and then you begin to add. Okay, remember, you have to drop that decimal point straight on down. So now, if you need to, put a placeholder above the 8 so you know that you're not adding anything to the 8, you can add a 0. So now you would add that up to get your answer. Find the quotient of 752 divided by 8. So 752 is our dividend. So we place that on the inside. 7, 5, 2, and then 8 on the inside. We ask ourselves, how many times can 8 go into 7? Well, 8 times 1 is 8, so it has to be a 0. So 8 times 0 is 0. And then I subtract. 7 minus 0 is 7. And then I have to bring down the 5. So I'm bringing down my 5. Then I have to ask myself, 8 times what gets me close to 75? Well, 8 times 8 is 64. 8 times 9 is 72. And 8 times 10 is 80. So 10 is too big, so it has to be 9. So 8 times 9 is 72. And then I have to subtract. I subtract. 5 minus 2 is 3. 7 minus 7 is 0. And I have to bring down my 2. And then I ask myself, how many times can 8 go into 32? Well, 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 4, 8 times 4 is 32. So put my 4, then I put my 32 below. I subtract, and I get 0. Now remember, I told you if you go off, I still can see it. So you can go off of the slide if you need to. So your answer is 94. Find the product of 21 and 7/10 and 9 and 9/10. So remember, product means multiply. So our first thing we have to do is take out our decimal point and write it without the decimal point. So I have 2, 1, 7. Then I have 9, 9. Put my line, times it. I'm going to start you on this one, but you're going to have to finish it. So 9 times 7 is 63. So I put my 3 and bring up my 6. 9 times 1 is 9. 9 plus 6 is 15. So I put my 5 and then my 1. 9 times 2 is 18. 18 plus 1 is 19. cross off the 9. If I cross off a number, whoops, I got to bring that to the front. So 9, since I cross off the 9, I got to put a 0 below the 3 to stay in its place value of the tens place now. So I got to do 9 times 7 again, which was 63. So I put my 3, and then the 6 is above. 9 times 1 is 9. 9 plus 6 is 15. So I put my 5, and then the 1 up top, which is already there. 9 times 2 is 18. 18 plus 1 is 19. So I put my 9 and my 1. And then I have to draw my line, because what I do with those two numbers is I have to add them. Okay? So what you're going to do now is you're going to add those numbers up. Once you've added those numbers up, remember you have to move the decimal point however many times behind the decimal in your original answer. So you have a 9 and you have a 7. So a 9 and a 7, I held up, said two numbers and held two fingers up. So you're moving that decimal point once you've added those up 2 times. Okay, so you have to finish this problem now.